What you're about to see is for entertainment purposes only. Do not try this at home. Howdy folks, and in this episode of Smoogleville we'll be disposing of an in-ground yellow jacket's nest that has been discovered in our yard here, not too far from the Smoogleville workshop. And it's quite active at the moment. There seems to be quite a lot of wasps in there. And last time I did this, we used a hose pipe and half a bottle of Dawn down the hole, and we wait till dark to do that, and it's getting toward evening now, and I'm going to get these guys tonight. But this time I'm going to use a far quicker and more destructive method. I'm actually going to put a charge of black powder in the hole and blow them up. So we'll see how effective that is, and hopefully won't do any collateral damage, but hopefully it will be a very quick end to this rather nasty nest. So stay tuned folks, let's see what happens. When you're dealing with yellow jackets, always do so at night when the nest is inactive. I've prepared a basic blasting cap that will be fired at a safe distance using a small electrical charge. The first step is to prepare the entrance hole with a charge of black powder. This is the dodgy part, because the second you pour the powder in, they will know something bad is happening. I then placed my blasting cap on top of the powder directly over the hole. The last step was to place a 50-pound sandbag on top of the blasting cap. This will help reduce any shrapnel that might get blown clear, reduce the noise, and also contain the explosion, forcing the energy down into the nest.
I'm taping now.
Okay. You're filming?
Yes.
For sure?
Uh-huh. It just went.
Yep. Well, there's no sign of any wasps, and I think we have undetonated black powder there.
Should we get some more of black powder?
No, I think that's okay. It's probably done the job, but we don't know yet. We'll find out. I'm going to leave that sandbag on there. We'll find out in the morning.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, that was, well, wow, it smells of...
It does. It kind of
smells of gunpowder.
It does, yeah.
Of black powder. But, yeah, so what I did was I filled the hole up there with powder, and then I had an igniter on top. That was an electrically triggered igniter, and that's hopefully caused an explosion. It seems to have blown the ground up, so it should have blown the nest up. But it's difficult to tell. It wasn't quite as dramatic as I thought it would be, frankly, but it was kind of, you know, what I expected. The next morning I returned to see if this rather unusual approach to pest control had been successful. I cleared the sandbag and inspected the hole. No signs of any activity in or around the hole, other than a number of red ants running around. I then decided to dig up the hole to locate the nest. Nothing. The entire area below ground was bereft of even the slightest evidence of the nest. And what looked like unburned black powder in the dark was in fact literally scorched earth. I went back inside and did some thinking. Maybe this had been way more effective than I'd anticipated. Maybe I blew the nest clear out of the ground. This seemed logical, seeing as I couldn't actually find the nest in the hole. I returned and looked over a wide area, and then found my first charred remains of some nest material a couple of feet from the blast site. Right, I was starting to think I was going crazy. I couldn't find the nest, but the reason I couldn't find it was actually blown clean out of the ground. And if look, there's a wasp right there, dead wasp. They're very small guys, these ones, but they're definitely yellow jackets. And that piece there, that's a piece of the nest structure right there. If we turn that over, we can see there's still grubs in there actually. And the ants are feeding on that now. There's another one, there's another victim and of the blast. And what's interesting is over here, there are some red ants carrying away the bodies. Look at this. they're carrying away the bodies and the larvae. Nothing in nature ever gets wasted, does it? So what I thought was a very unconventional, not to mention dangerous method of yellow jacket remediation turns out to have been far more effective than I thought possible with such a tricky target. Effectively, an in-ground nest is an underground bunker, notoriously difficult to bust from above. Please click the like button if you found this episode helpful, and we'd love to have you as a subscriber, as there's always something interesting going on in the Smoogleville workshop. Get off. Ouch. Getting bit now by the ants. That's my punishment.
It just went.
Yep.